So let me be real with us. Let me just tell you the far truth. There are a lot of your friends, your families, your relatives that you can now think or record that there are many of them who don't want you before, but now they want you. They don't want you then, but now they'll need you. You know, the world we are living today, it sounds funny because many people will abandon you. Many people will not care. Many people will not even care to know how you are feeling, what is going on around you, the things you are going through every day. But they will care the moment God opened that door for you, the moment they realize you are a choosing, the moment they realize whom you truly are, your potential. You know what I'm saying? Many of them will realize your potential because all they thought, their wishes, is that as long as you don't have what they want, there is no reason in being with you. But the moment God opened door for you, the door is open for you. Many of them will start to be the one that will start to look you. We are living in a world where people who don't support you are those who need you the most. Yes, believe me, many of them who don't care about you, who never ask you how are you doing, who never think of trying to know how you are feeding, how you are coping, are mostly those who will need you the most, are mostly those who will ask you for help, who will ask you for assistance, who will ask you for this, who will be busy calling you. Why? Because they can see the evidence that you are choosing. Because they know that there is a reason, there is a gain in being with a choosing. So a lot of people don't need you then. All their thought is that you are going to be the same. You are going to be the way you do used to. That nothing is going to do what change around you. That is why they don't need you then. But now that God is doing wonders without numbers, many of them need you. Many of them can see that you are heading to another level. You are heading to a promised land. They will truly do anything and everything to be around you because they need you now. But when you are struggling to survive, when you are trying to make it, when life is tough around you, none of them will be there for you. None of them will be caring. None of them will be there to encourage you, nor to assist you. But all their wishes and their thought is that you will do what you don't have what they want. So there is no reason of being with you. But now that they realize that you are becoming successful, now that they realize that you carry the greater grace that open all doors, that is when they will need you the most. Just believe me. Sometimes the reason why people don't need you now is because you have not yet entered, or God have not yet showed them the full you. God have not yet showed them who you truly are. But the day that God will open your chapter, you'll come to realize that many of them who left you, many of them who have automatically forgotten you, many of them who don't care about you, who don't care whether you exist, will start to care overnight. Many of them will start to care about you. Many of them will start to care about your feeling, about your doing, and about your work. Because yes, then they don't care. They don't even care whether you do exist. They don't even care whether there is anything called you. But now they will start to care. Why? Because there's something different about then and now. That's why I always tell us this word: be careful whom you mingle with the moment you start to do well. Be careful with those whom you hang around with the moment you start to do good. Just believe me. There was a story of Kevin Steph from America, black American, that I heard yesterday night, I'm sure many, if you can search him, you will see the news. He said that he have a what? A bill to pay over 7 years bill that he have been signing check, but the secretary and others have not been submitting the check. That they do, they just discover that the check have already been keeping for 7 years in what? Under his desk, without him not realizing that all the whole payment he have been paying, that they have been stealing all. And this have may lead him to what? To jail, and all his property will have been what? Seized. That's why I tell you, be careful with people whom you do what you keep around, because the moment you start to do what? Start to grow, even your enemies, the worsted enemies so ever around you, will start to be, many of them will turn to become your what? Your friend. He said the word, he said he opened up a record list, the call that they make, and in the process he didn't join them. Then he hear some of his secretary and others making a conversation saying the moment he went to jail, that he can't survive the payment, he can't be able to pay the bill. The moment all his property and everything about him is being seized and he's sent to jail, they will have something to do. So my brothers and sisters, the truth is this: let's be careful with people whom we keep around us the moment we start to grow, because even your worst enemy will become your best friend in order for them to finish the evil job that they have started before. Remain blessed.